Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending the Twin Cities Buddhist Sangha's Hana Matsuri service, Sakamuni Buddha's birthday. And then thank you for attending by Zoom. Thank you so much. So happy Hana Matsuri. Yay! So which is something new to me to say happy Hana Matsuri because I haven't said that before in Japan. So Japanese people usually don't like yay. It's more like oh, omedetou gozaimasu, mojo 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 mojo. You know, it's always the way, but still they are celebrating. So not like a happy Hana Matsuri, but I really like the saying like a happy Hana Matsuri. So I really like this the culture. So and then also Twin Cities Sangha, our Sangha has many memories. So many memories for 80 years. So we're gonna celebrate 80 years anniversary next month, May 3rd. Right? Yeah, thank you, thank you, May 3rd. So different places and different people, different moments. And then, but when we think of Hana Matsuri, I think of this. If you laugh, if you smile at this, you have been the member more than 10 years for sure, right? So, but for new people, I'm happy to explain what is about this. So this relationship to the Hana Matsuri. So anyway, so we do not have a temple building. So our Sangha not have a temple building. So this Hanamido, the altar, so it is being made by Gail's father? No? Mr. Yokoyama. Isemen. So when you were very young. So they carried on how many years this Hanamido? It's a handcrafted made only 10 years. 50 years, 30 years, 40 years, something like that. 70, 80 years. Yeah, so yeah, it's very historical, you know, a lot of memory of this handmade, the crafted Hanamido. And if you take a look at the detail, it's very good. It's very amazed. So anyway, but we don't have a temple building. So each year, somebody has to store this Hanamido at home because we use only once a year. So it's been my job for sure, like more than 10 years or so. So it's kind of like, you know, that someone has a little kids. I know who is going to be the next turn, you know, after me. So anyway, so before me, many people took care of it very nicely. It's actually it's a big responsibility. So there are many parts, so you see that. So you have to keep everything safe. You must not lose anything. So you must not break anything, okay? So, and on that day, so you must remember to bring everything, flowers, and then like a little squishy, spongy things, you know, it has to be the new one installed each time, and sweet tea, and then little Buddha, all, you know, the little pieces. Even today, I was a little nervous, so did I forget something? So I made a huge success today. I didn't forget anything, yay. So, but it happens. One year, everything was ready. So we set up the Hanamido, and then flowers were there, and then tea was ready. But there was no baby Buddha inside. So everything was perfect except the little Buddha. So what did we do? You remember? We used this spoon as a little Buddha. I don't remember how we put it on a stand. Did we use a sponge or something? But yeah, it was a Brian. Yeah, So actually, not just like, the decorations or anything. We actually pour the sweet tea over little spoon Buddha. So, and then of course, we pour the little sweet tea and they put the hands together in front of a spoon and they say, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. So, and somehow it became a very good memory. We're still talking about it. So in a way, I felt this feels very Jodo Shinshu, Pure Land sect. We do not chase perfection. It doesn't have to be perfect for everything. Even what looks like a mistake is not rejected. It is received. So we don't say this is wrong, this should not happen or anything. Instead, we ask, what does this mean for us? So today, let us reflect together, why does the Buddha's birth matter? Why are we here today? So let's go back. Shakyamuni Buddha was born into the noble family in ancient India to 2,500 years ago as the son of the leader of the Shaka clan. He had everything: comfort house, wealth, protection. His father, the king, and his mother, the queen, they were not able to have the child for a long time. So they went to the sage to ask about their future. Then before he was born, a sage named Ashita that made prediction. You will have a baby soon, but this child will become a great being. If he leaves home, he will become a Buddha, enlightened one. But the king did not want to that. He wanted his son to be a ruler, the next king of his country, not a monk. So he tried to protect him. So surrounded by only beautiful things, only secure things, only comforting things, only pleasant experience, no suffering. But one day, the prince went to outside of the castle, and then he saw something new he has never seen before. One of the things is old-aged people. So Prince asked the attendant, what are those people? Why are they face wrinkled, their back bent, and then their bodies so weak? Oh, my prince, they are called old people. When the human beings live many years, their bodies change like that. Oh, will I become like that too? Yes, my prince. That is the way of all who live. And the next gate, he saw sick people. What is the person? Why is he lying down, unable to move, and then crying out in pain? And the attendant said, my prince, he is a sick person. The body sometimes breaks down, illness comes, and then brings suffering. Will this happen to me as well? Yes, my prince. No one can avoid sickness. And then he went to another gate, had the people dead. Why are those people doing? What are those people doing? Why are they carrying the still body? Why does it not move? My prince, that is a dead person. When life comes to the end, the body no longer moves or breathes. Will I also die one day? Yes, my prince. All who are born must die. Then is there no way to escape this suffering? This is not someone else's problem. This is our life. And another gate. What is the person? He looks different from the others. His face is calm His posture is straight. He seems peaceful. Oh, my prince, he is a seeker, a renunciant, one who has left home to search for truth. Left home? Why would someone do that? Because he had seen the same things you have seen: aging, illness, and death. And he is searching for a way to understand them. He has nothing, no wealth, no comfort. Like me, he didn't have anything. And yet he seems at peace. Yes, my prince, he seeks a path beyond suffering. A path beyond suffering? That is what he is searching for. Then I too must find the path. This moment changed everything. He saw that life includes suffering, not by accident, but by structure. So he left the palace. He began searching. Is there a way for human beings to face this suffering? So this is a very famous story. And then these experiences, aging, illness, and death, are not something special that happened only in ancient India. No, they are not someone else's story. This is our story. This is our story right now. We are still suffering the same thing. We are experiencing the same thing. As long as we are born, we cannot avoid them. This is not optional. This is not a choice. This is a reality. So then, what do? We cannot change the fact that we will change. We will age and cannot avoid sickness forever. They cannot escape death. The reality does not change. So Shakyamuni Buddha reflected deeply. He thought about causes of this unavoidable suffering. He continued to ask, how should we understand this? How should we receive this reality? Human beings are interesting. We can give meaning to anything. So for example, you see this thing has a very beautiful decoration, has the character Namo Amida Butsu. What is this? What is this to you? The reality is, it is just a paper. It is just a piece of paper. But what do you do with this? You put the hands together and they're receiving the Dharma. Gratitude for the Buddha Dharma. What are these? Nenju. What do you do? What do you use for it? You put your hands together, and then you use this with a respect, right? But think about it. This is just a piece of beads, right? If you don't know the meaning of this, if you don't know the meaning of this paper, it's just a piece of paper. This is just a bead. But we human beings, we think about it, and then we listen to the meaning of these materials, and the things have changed. What is this? Just a spoon, right? It's just something we usually throw away after we used. But on that day, when we celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's birthday, that was very meaningful to us. We put the hands together, and then we say Namo Amida Butsu, and then we praise the Buddha virtue. So human beings are very unique. We can have the meaning of the thing. So I'm sorry, I'm taking the lots of the allergy medication. So Amida. I have a very dry. Okay, so those meanings so that can hold our attention. So we brought our hands together for this, for this, for this, for this, right? So, and then also it became a very warm memory, just like this. One more thing I wanted to show. I need to show you something. What is this? Yeah, Mida Buddha, right? It came from my home in Japan, and then somebody donated to the temple. They are not using it anymore. Isn't it beautiful? And then I'm sure it's like at least like 100 years old or so. Yeah, it's beautiful, but if you look carefully, it is just a wood. Just somebody made it. Just a wood under the gold paint. And yet, for 1,000 years, people had imaged maybe the Buddha looks something like this, and then somebody made it. So we give in the human form, and then so we can relate that we can approach to the Buddha, and then we place our hands together in front of this wood. It's just a wood, but it's very meaningful to us. So there is a walking, it's said hataraki in Japanese, that moves us to do this. Put the hand together, feel the meaning. It is not forced, it is not calculated. We were made to feel this way. We were moved to place our hands together. Even something that seems meaningless is giving meanings. In Jodo Shinshu, we call this walking is the walking of Amida. Amida means infinite life, infinite light. A walking that embraces all beings and then gives meaning to this life. Shakyamuni Buddha awakened to this, the meaning of this life, the meaning of every single life. It's not only the special people's one. So he saw that this is life which could not end at any time. It's not just born and then gone. There is meaning already here. He did not create it. He discovered it. He felt it. After a long effort, he awakened. One more important thing. One more point is what Shakyamuni Buddha revealed, that non-self. This means there is no fixed, independent self. What we call I is always changing. Me, myself, you, yourself is always changing. And another is depending on origination. This means everything arises through causes and conditions. Nothing exists alone. Everything is connected. So suffering is not random. It is a structure. It has a causes and it has a conditions. And because of that, it can be understood. So Buddhism gives meaning to this life, a life that cannot escape suffering, a life that includes struggle, pain, and uncertainty. This life can still be meaningful, but this meaning is not something we create by our effort. It is not about doing many good things. It is not about trying hard to become a better person. It is not something we earn. Because there are times we can try, and then there are times we cannot. There are times we feel strong, And then there are times we feel completely exhausted. So if meaning depends on our effort, then it disappears when we cannot try. But that is not the Buddhist path. Even when we are trying, and then even when we cannot, even when we feel strong, and even when we feel lost, we are already embraced. In Jodo Shinshu, this is the walking of Buddha, a walking that holds us just as we are, not after we improve, not after we succeed, just as we are. That is why this life, even with suffering, can become a meaningful life. I grew up in Japan, the temple in Japan. I grew up surrounded by many elderly people, ji-chan, ba-chans. So they were all people who had experienced the war. They had lost family and friends. Their homes had been burned. They had lived without enough food, and yet often heard them saying like this at the temple. This life, my life, was meaningful. I am grateful I was born. Most people will say there were many difficulties, more pain than expected, more sadness than planned, and yet there is a path where a person can say at the end. In Jodo Shinshu, this path was clarified by Shinran Shoni. So sometimes people ask, wouldn't people who do many good deeds do more likely to be saved? Or what is the meaning of putting our hands together or bowing? Wouldn't the practicing more strictly make us better person, the people who deserve to be saved? If we think like that, it becomes transactions. You will do this, so I get something in return. That is not the word of, so that expecting the return, that is a word of exchange. Is that word our ego remains? But the Buddha's teaching points beyond that. We bow, but even this bow is not created by us alone. The walking of Buddha allows us to bow. The Nembutsu arises not from our effort alone. This is what we call other power, tariki. Not something we control, not something we produce. So, and then because Shakyamuni Buddha was born, awakened, and then taught, this path became visible. In the three refuges, the three treasures, we say to encounter the Dharma is difficult. It is rare. But think about it. From India to Central Asia, to China, to Japan, and then to America, Hawaii, West Coast, and here in Minnesota. Then across the ocean to America. And then they arrived to the Minnesota. So many people struggled, many people worked hard. Immigrants, Japanese American immigrants, built a Sangha, communities formed. Because all of that, we are here today. This did not happen automatically. It is a result to countless cause and condition. Your life, my life, this gathering, all connected. So today is not only the birthday celebration, it is a day of reflection. We ask, how did I become to hear this teaching? What supports my life right now? And then when we see this, gratitude naturally arises, not forced, not as a duty, but naturally. So today, as we pour sweet tea over the baby Buddha's shoulder, not over the head, please on the shoulder, because you see that the little pointed finger on the top. Many temples lost the fingers because of somebody hit the little fingers the little scoop thing. So just be careful. Just be careful. Okay. So this moment itself supports the many uncertain conditions. Okay. So we celebrate Buddha's birthday. So now I conclude my Dharma message with the leading Shinran Shonin's quote again. Please join in Mingasho. I take refuge in the Tathagata of immeasurable life. I entrust myself to the Buddha of inconceivable light. The reason for the Tathagatas appears in this world is solely to teach the primal vow of Amida. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.